Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello ladies, welcome to my spot. This is a special edition of Hello Ladies with Rom Wills, and I'm with the beautiful Amaadi Coleman.
Hi.
I'm gonna tell you about Amaadi. She is a hustler. This lady right here is a hustler. She wakes up hustling. I mean, ever since I've known her, it's like business, business, business. But I'm gonna let her tell you about herself.
Well, hello ladies, my name is Amaadi and I'm a mom of 3 boys and I like movement. I'm a movement artist, I'm a holistic trainer, I'm a nutrition coach, I'm an author, and I guess that's what we're here to talk about today.
Well, you know what, and that's the thing, I've known you so long and I've just seen just a progression. I remember when you were training to get your license, your personal training license, and then I'm following you on IG and I'm like, wow, she is kicking ass. So you do several types of training. It's not just regular physical training, though I want you to talk about that, but you train other areas as well. Why don't you just let our listeners know, our watchers know, viewers.
So there's personal training and physical training, but there are like many aspects just within that. There's mobility and flexibility, so if you can't move, say you had hip replacement or you have knee pain or you have shoulder pain, I can't just start training you. I have to prep you, so I have to make sure that you're mobile in those joints first, and then we can progress to the actual physical training. So there's flexibility, there's mobility, there's physical training. Within physical training, there's also cardio, different types of cardio. So we have that part, and then we also have nutrition coaching because, so my focus is women, and I try to focus on the whole woman, and so the physical, even the nutritional, doesn't complete a person, that's just part of the person. So I can train you all day, but if you go home and eat a bag of chips and come back to me the next day, you've kind of undone what you worked on the previous day. So I do a bit of nutrition coaching for clients who may want it. We also do a little bit of spiritual or life coaching. A lot of times women become emotional in the middle of my session. And sometimes it could be because they've accomplished something that they limited themselves in. They thought they couldn't do it. I had one client who had MS. She had multiple sclerosis, and after one of the exercises, she just started crying. And I'm like, whoa, you know, what happened? And she said, you know, I put myself in this box and I just thought I wouldn't be able to do certain movements because of the pain that I experienced with having MS. And she was able to do it, but I wasn't aware of the constraints that she put on herself until she told me after she finished crying. So moments like that, you know, so of course we sat and talked about it. Okay. You know, there are other moments where I have a client, she just starts crying, you know, I'm thinking for no reason, and she's just very emotional. She's having a rough patch in her life. And something about exercising and mental health, there's a direct correlation between the two. And I realized, I mean, there's studies that prove it, but I've realized that in working with women that a lot of emotional, I don't really like to use the word baggage, but a lot of emotional stuff comes up in our sessions. So that's also addressed.
Okay, hold up, because that's an interesting thing, because, you know, I don't have notes, so I said I'm just going to let it flow. The mental health piece, now you're working with women, how much are you seeing mental health issues while you're training them? I mean, well, go ahead.
I'm not a mental health specialist, like I'm not a social worker or a therapist. I'm not licensed to treat or diagnose, but I mean, just, you know, off the record, I would say maybe a third.
Oh wow.
Including myself. You know, I go through things sometimes, and if I don't exercise, it's almost exacerbated. And then when I do exercise, it almost dissipates.
Oh, okay. So when we go back, let's go back to the beginning, what you started with, physical training.
Right.
Now, okay, we have women, mostly women watching this channel. There's gonna be some guys trying to like, hey, what's her IG? But that's okay, very beautiful. So it's going to get it, but it's for the ladies, fellas. It's for the ladies. All right, so physical training. Okay, so maybe you have someone watching and they need to exercise more. What would you recommend the average woman start off with if she wants to get into physical training?
I would actually say it depends. We're such a cookie cutter society that one size does not fit all.
Okay.
That goes for physical fitness as well. I mean, it depends on what her injuries are. It depends on her conditioning level. It depends on if she's already working out. It depends on where she lives and if she has access to a gym, if she can afford a gym. It depends on if she has childcare and what is she going to do with it. There's just so many different variables that go into where does a woman start. Now, I'll just give a general example of how a woman can start. She can start by just walking around the block.
Okay.
And then when that doesn't get her out of breath or get her heart rate up, she can take 2 trips around the block.
Okay.
If she feels like she can't afford a trainer, then she can just join a local gym and do some of the machines. I'm sure that people there are qualified to show her how to properly work the machine. She can start there. Getting in the swimming pool is great for anybody, especially if they have injuries. I have a lot of women that have knee issues. They're just achy and they experience a lot of pain, and getting in the pool is a great way to soothe that and to exercise safely. And you don't have to get in there and do an aerobics class, which would be great, but just walking back and forth across, forward and sideways, can also help with lower body joints.
Okay.
Another way to start, now there's a lot of information out there in the fitness industry on YouTube, on Instagram, social media. There's just, and a lot of it is okay, but there's some things, if you're not well versed and you're not up to date, you can actually injure yourself if you don't know proper form or technique or how to move around pain. I'm a trainer that does not like to just say work through the pain. If there's pain, you need to listen to your body, which goes to my tagline, creating mind-body wellness through mind-body connection. So if your body is saying, hold up, stop, then you need to stop. So I would say walking is one, getting in a pool is one, joining a local gym is another one, and just be careful if you're going to look at YouTube clips or Instagram videos of people working out, because one shoe does not fit all.
Okay. Okay, great. That's outstanding. Before we go further, give us your IG, website.
Okay, well, you can find me at www.fittribewellness.com. And that is also my Instagram tag name, and that's where you can find me on Facebook. Okay,
all right. So it's going to be running across the bottom, and I'm going to have links in the description box for all of y'all. But all right, so we got the physical part. The nutrition part is good. Of course I'm not a woman, but my weight got out of control this summer.
Okay.
Prosperity blessed me.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I did was I just changed how I was eating. I'm intermittent fasting.
Okay.
Can you speak on that, especially the nutrition part? Because I was still lifting, doing the cardio, but I was still going to certain restaurants and eating a little bit more than I should have.
Okay.
That nutrition piece is key, and that's the beauty of how you train. You're not just training them physically, but you're dealing with the nutrition. In fact, I mean, when we first met, that's what you were big on, that nutrition part before you even got into the physical part. So definitely let our ladies know what they need to be doing there.
Well, it's all about priority and it's all about choice. It's all about priority and it's all about choice. So if you want to look a certain way, if you want to feel a certain way, it starts in the kitchen, literally. If you want flat abs, it starts in the kitchen. It is not how many crunches you can do, and we can get into that later because I say no to crunches. I do not prescribe crunches. We're going to get into that. So we'll get into that later. So it's what you feed your body is how your body will feel and how your body will look in response to that. So, for example, I was in a car accident a couple of months ago.
Oh, wow.
I stopped working out. I'm starting to feel horrible. So I started to eat poorly every day. Just eating whatever, just eating whatever, just junk, until I finally saw my skin being affected, my mood being affected, my weight being affected, my strength being affected. And so I just cold turkey started doing a green juice detox.
Okay.
So I'm on day 2 of a green juice detox. So that's probably why I'm looking a little tired, but
Oh no, that's all right. She brought the green juice with her.
I brought the green juice, yes. So I would just say prioritize your life. And if you really, 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 you have to be honest with yourself. That's actually number 1. You need to be honest with yourself, because I have lots of clients that say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want to look like this, I want to be like this in this amount of time. But then the next time they come back to me, they say, oh, I had a bad weekend, I had fried this, and I had a shot of this, and I had, you know, a whole bunch of saturated, you know. So you have to pick. You have to be honest with yourself and pick, what do you really want? Because we can say it, but if we're not living it, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
So I would say start there, be honest with you, because you may not really want to do the work. And if you really don't want to do the work, then you really don't want it.
Yeah.
You have to be real with yourself about that, and a lot of people don't want that.
Oh, okay, great. Let's go back to what you threw out there, crunches, because I remember I saw an Instagram post where you said something about the crunches.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Just
now, why is that?
No.
Why is that?
So I focus on women's health, the holistic woman,
Okay.
right? Healing her holistically. And most of the women that I train are mothers. And because they're mothers, they're more likely to have a condition called diastasis recti. Diastasis recti is very uncommon in the Black community. I would even venture to say it's very uncommon in society. A lot of people are not talking about diastasis recti. Now, DR is a separation of the abdominal walls in the front. And so after a woman has a baby and her organs and her muscles come back in, there's still like a little pouch. A lot of us think that's all fat. It is not all fat. It's just that the organs behind the muscles are not being properly supported. So this is affecting the way you're having bowel movements, possibly. This is contributing to possible back pain. This is contributing to the mommy pooch that we have. This is contributing to all kinds of things. Posture, the way you breathe. And so when I see a mother postpartum doing crunches, it's almost like, don't do that. It actually can make it worse. Now, how can it make it worse? So let me compare this to a bicep curl. When you're doing a bicep curl, right? What are you doing to the muscle?
Contracting.
Is it getting flatter?
No.
It's not getting flatter.
Oh, okay.
When you're doing a crunch, you're expecting it to get flatter, right? It's not going to get flatter. It actually might make it worse because there's no support, or say little to none support, depending on how severe the widening is. So, for example, before I started healing mine, because I have 3 kids. So before I started healing mine was 4 fingers wide. Wide, not deep, but wide. So if you take 4 fingers and you put it here and do the self-check, it was 4 fingers wide, now it's only 2.
Okay.
So whenever you're doing crunches, pay attention. Just do a crunch. Don't take my word for it. Next time you do crunches, look and see if your stomach gets flat or if it bulges up.
Okay.
Okay, more than likely it's gonna bulge up. That's not good.
Oh, wow.
If you don't have diastasis recti, I still don't recommend crunches. There's so many core exercises you can do. You can do bicep curls on 1 foot, and that will engage the core.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Just something like that. Change it up. Step on a Bosu ball. You know those half dome balls that's flat on the bottom? You can stand on that and do overhead press. Okay. Bicep curl, lat raises. That will engage the core. Why? Because now your foundation is unstable.
Oh, wow.
And part of what the core was created to do was to resist movement.
Okay.
To stabilize.
Okay.
So I say no to crunches. Another reason I say no to crunches, not only if you have diastasis recti, so like for you, a lot of times we find ourselves in this generation like this.
Yeah.
Either we're on the phone, we're driving, or we're at the computer.
Yeah.
One of those 3, right?
Okay.
We're kind of like this.
Yeah.
So what does the crunch do? What position does the crunch put us in? It puts us in this position.
Oh, wow.
And we're doing crunches, right?
Yeah.
So I say no to crunches.
I agree with it. I don't do crunches. I don't. Yeah, and I like what you're saying about other exercises, because when I'm engaged in the core, I've noticed like when I'm lifting or something and I start engaging, it's like, oh, I feel it here. I don't have to do that other thing. Yeah, know the crunches.
Know the crunches.
Take it from a professional. Take it from a professional.
Know the crunches.
Now, I want to just get into your life coaching. That's deep. Now that's deep, because you're looking at it holistically. You're not just feeding them. You're not just getting their body right and then sending them on their way.
Right.
Talk more about that.
I don't want to sound a little, mystique-like, but it's a feeling that I get, and it's not with every client. Every client doesn't necessarily open up, but most do open up, and it's just, I don't know, spirit guided.
Yeah.
It's not really a service that I offer. It just kind of if they're becoming emotional, and I see this opening up, then I just kind of, if I see a need, I feel the need in that moment. And it's almost kind of like this interview. It's very organic and free-flowing. So, and again, it's not cookie cutter. There's no template. There's no one size fits all.
Okay.
So.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, we're coming to the end of this interview. Anything that you want to share with the ladies out here?
I do have a new resource for everyone. It's called Healthy Conversations. It's a book that I put together. I interviewed 14 people that are very busy, and they have a very huge audience. For example, I have, who do I have? Ayanna Gregory, who is the late Dick Gregory's daughter. I also have Navasha Daya, who's a singer. She's actually from Cleveland, but she's here in Baltimore. And I also have Harold Fisher from WHUR's The Daily Drum. He has a radio show Monday through Fridays, Howard radio station, around 5 o'clock. So it's 14 of them, and I'm talking to them about their journey with food and being such busy, impactful people on the planet. Like, how do they deal with food? Like, if they're eating out, how do you still eat healthy? Like, if you're having unhealthy cravings, how do you deal with that? What type of foods do you like to eat? So this book is a collection of their answers, and I've also included recipes, tips, and benefits to some of the foods that they eat.
Oh, okay. Wow. And can they get that at on your website?
You can go to my website, www.
Going across the bottom, FitTribeWellness.com. Yeah, right across the bottom, y'all, in the description box for those who, you focus on Amaadi. Just like how she get that hair like that, how she looks so beautiful, especially you guys who shouldn't be on this channel, but we won't go there.
Yeah, so if you go to the website, you can purchase an ebook, you can download an ebook or a hard copy. Okay, all right then. Well, come to the end of this beautiful interview. She schooled me. You schooled me. I'm like, wow, that's deep. I mean, you really know your stuff. I take the time, and I do a lot of research, science-based. I test it out myself. I read a lot of articles. I watch a lot of stuff that isn't good, that is good, and that's great. I don't just go to one particular source. I try to stay as current as possible on many things related to women, fitness, nutrition, holistic living, so that I can be better at what I do. Okay. Now, I was going to cut it off, but got to ask one more question. Do you do public speaking engagements, seminars, webinars? Okay, so I do public speaking events. Okay. And I do have a webinar series that's going to come up. Okay. And it's called Kitchen Coaching. Oh, wow. And it's going to piggyback the book, Healthy Conversations. Okay. So it's going to talk about everything from what to eat before you work out, what to eat after you work out, what is gluten-free, and what can I eat if I'm going to be gluten-free, and why should I be gluten-free? It could be how to do a green juice 3-day detox. It could be fasting without food. All these different topics, and it'll be once a week. Oh, wow. Online. And will they be able to access it through your website? Yes. All right, all right. So definitely check out FitTribeWellness.com. Definitely support this dynamic sister. She has Rom's
seal of approval, and I'm not exaggerating about the hustle. I am not, man, I'm like, y'all know I had 1,000 jobs. This lady, she be driving the kids around, making something happening over here, say, oh yeah, I gotta take this class here. Wow. So anyway, thank you once again for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
And check her out. So
thank you.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace.